The long-stalled security pact between the United States and Afghanistan is expected to endure even more delays. NATO's Secretary General has said that he does not expect it to be finalized until after Afghanistan's election in April. CCTV's Mike Walter explored the reasoning behind it in an interview with Michael Kugelman of the Woodrow Wilson Center for Scholars.
So, Michael, let me start with the relations between the United States and Afghanistan, which have deteriorated over time. Is there a method to get them back on track?
Well, honestly, I think the best strategy is just to wait until Hamid Karzai is no longer in power. Really, the U.S.-Afghan relationship over the last year or so, it's become so harmful and toxic because of the personal enmities between Karzai and Barack Obama. They really have not spoken that much in recent months, and one of the last times they did speak, they basically had to end it because it devolved into a shouting match between the two. So I think a leadership change will do a lot of good, though of course it's going to be some time before that comes.
The loyal Jirga was his idea. They endorsed the agreement, and then Karzai still has kind of put his feet in cement and is still resistant, which has, of course, put him at odds with Obama and the Obama administration, but also at odds with some Afghan politicians. I read where one said he's playing Russian roulette with the country. So first of all, I'd like to ask you, is he playing Russian roulette with the country? And secondly, what are his motives?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he is playing Russian roulette with the country. Afghanistan is in a very perilous state, and to think of every single U.S. troop, international troop, leaving after this year, which is what will happen if there's no security agreement signed with the U.S., then that could really take the country down another notch. Though I will argue that, you know, if there's a residual troop presence, it's going to be about 8,000 to 10,000 troops, not in a combat role. There's only so much that could be done in that regard. That said, you're right. Just about everyone in Afghanistan, stakeholders, politicians, generals, they are all at odds with Hamid Karzai as to why he's not going along with the security agreement. And who really knows what it is? But when it all comes down to it, I think he just is not interested in a long-term partnership with the United States beyond this year.
Is he trying to achieve something other than that, a role once he leaves office?
Could be, yeah. I mean, he certainly is thinking about legacy. He probably doesn't want to be remembered as the latest Afghan politician to, you know, to sell out to the Americans and let them maintain that presence. But at the same time, you have to wonder, given what he's been doing in the last few months, you know, there's talk, there were talks between Karzai and the Taliban. He's been positioning himself in a way that you wonder if he's decided, Karzai, that the best chance of best chance of stability in Afghanistan lies with some sort of agreement with the Taliban and not some sort of agreement with the United States.
One final question, the future of Afghanistan. How do you see it?
I would say it depends on several things. One is the election. If there is a new government that comes to power, it's seen as coming to power from a fair and credible election, if the new government is not corrupt, then that would really help the country in the sense that Afghans would see the government as a better alternative to the Taliban insurgency, which you can't say about the current government, and that could really weaken the insurgency. Second thing is security forces in Afghanistan. They've made a lot of improvements, but at the same time, there's a lot of problems with illiteracy, drug addiction, desertion, infiltration by militancy. So the extent to which the Afghan security forces continue to improve will have a lot to say about the country at the end of this year and beyond, for sure.
A lot to keep our eye on. Michael Kugelman, thanks so much for your observations.
Thank you.